welcome to On Fire to Inspire. I'm your host, Aaliyah, the Purpose Midwife. I want to thank y'all so much for joining us this beautiful Tuesday evening. You could have been doing anything else and been anywhere else, but you chose to spend it with us. And for that, we're totally grateful. So I need y'all to do me a favor. While I thank our sponsors, I need y'all to hit that share button, okay? Hit that share button because you want to hear some of these testimonies, some of the things that we experienced. Tonight, we're going to talk about what we experienced, some of the things we did at the You Matter conference. The conference was entitled You Matter, You're Worthy, You're Worth It. So we had an awesome, magnificent time. But of course, I'm biased, right? Because I was the host. But we're going to get some people to actually share. Before we get to that, I want to thank our sponsors. I want to thank Mom Biz Boss, multiple operational managers. If you are a mom or an aspiring entrepreneur, or an entrepreneur, you want to connect with these women because when I tell you it's about learning and gleaning from each other, there are monthly meetings, there are just so much to learn from each other, networking opportunities. And so you definitely want to connect with these ladies. And so I am putting information in the browser and you definitely want to connect. That's mombizboss.org, mombizboss.org. Then our next one is Come Dance with Mina. Now, if you are on Facebook, I need you to go over to Facebook land, right? And I need you to go over to her page, Come Dance with Mina, MENA, and click like and follow. And then guess what? You say, well, I'm not in South Carolina. I can't go do her class. We got that for you too. She actually has in-person and virtual available. So you'll go to the page, like and follow, and send a request for her to send you a link. And you can actually join the classes. And guess what, y'all? They're only $5. All right, they in everybody's budget. She has not gone up on her price. It's still $5. So you want to join us on Mondays and Thursdays at Come Dance with Mina on Facebook. If you do not already have any of my books, I wouldn't know why not, but you can get any of my books. You can get the children's book, A Learning Book Just for Me, Teaching Foundational English and Spanish. You can get that book. That's my second child, y'all. Her name is Precious. And then you have my second book, On Fire to Inspire, which the book came out before the show. And it is a compilation of words of encouragement, empowerment that the Lord gave me in the midnight hour. He wake me up to give me words to encourage people. We have the I Am Affirmations coloring book that we use for teens and adult girls. And then we also have the journal, the I Am Journal, and it's somewhere. The I Am Journal, where you can actually journal the with an affirmations journal. So we have those. You can find all of them on onfridayinspire.com. You can find them on Amazon. And then I will be adding in the link tree for you to access them as well. Well, without further ado, we're going to bring our first guest, which is not a guest. She actually is a regular, one of my little sisters, big sisters she's actually Miss Mom Biz Boss herself, okay? And she's going to be sharing with us because she was one of our speakers and she taught, I don't know how to talk, y'all. But we're going to bring Teresa on. Welcome back to On Fire to Inspire, sis. How you doing tonight?
Hello, sleepy, but I'm here, girl. I'm here. I have a little bit of energy left from all the energy from this weekend. It wasn't just about me speaking. It was also about, let's be honest, about what we got from it. What did we get from it? So I'm excited to talk about what I got from it. First of all, let me say, I owe Gaffney, South Carolina, nothing. I had a good old time in Gaffney. I've been there before, but listen, I had a good time there. And man, the conference, I enjoyed the other women there, just really welcoming and warm. I used to not be a girl, a lot of hugs. I still am not. I'm not hugging everybody. I'm sorry. My mama taught me everybody does not deserve your hug. You have to be mindful who you hug. But I'm just saying, we had a good time. I spoke about your live life experiences, worthy. And we just talked about how our lived experience in my presentation really matters. And then we talked about our mental health, our well-being. Man, Aaliyah was over there talking about breathing and breathing things in and letting it out. Okay. That was just wonderful. We had hand massages and we did hand massages. We got broke into partners and we had other people do our hands and massage and talk encouraging words and inspiration into us. And we looked at each other in each other's eyes and said, girl, you are worthy. You are. And so it was really a great time with that. And I want to say the young lady that I was partnered with, she was also an organizer, baby. For my mom biz bosses out there, my multiple operational managers. I forgot to tell y'all who I am, but I'm Teresa Wright Johnson, and I'm a mom biz boss, and I'm a multiple operational manager. And when you're a mom, when you're a busy woman, a wife, whatever your role is, a sister, or whatever, man, you can get overwhelmed with just keeping up with stuff. And so Tina, the two Tinas, was that right? Or something like that?
Two tidy Tinas.
Two tidy Tinas, and I gotta give her a call because she's gonna come and talk to my mom biz bosses, right? We made connections in that room, y'all. So that those connections were great, but she gave some really good tips about organizing, not only just your home, but your life, but how that impacts your mind. And as a certified life coach, business coach, parent educator, and mental health professional, that was very enlightening and helpful, and that was great. And then let me not talk about dancing down the line and put my crown on. Hey, that was fun. So y'all see, I told y'all I still had a little energy left. So those are some of the things we did. And prayer. Let me tell you something, Aaliyah, you don't even know this. But I also made it. See, ladies, sometimes I want y'all to remember. Some of y'all like, well, I don't want to leave, and my husband might not want me to travel or whatever. I don't have that kind of husband. I travel all over, baby. I'm everywhere. But you got to include your spouse into things. And so my husband actually traveled with me this weekend, and I think he had came back towards the end. And he said, boy, he could hear us out there screaming and praying and all those things. So we did not just have fun. We also did pray. And we also did comfort and support each other. So that's what I got the most. So I think I took a picture at one time where we were praying. That was also really good. And I trying to think if there's any other speakers I can think about. It was just good. Touch. We think about that, y'all. You are worthy. How many of us forget about the power of touch? So the one speaker was talking about the power of touch, and we were doing the hand massages. Then we talked about the power of breath. We talked about our lived experience and how, regardless of what you've gone through, you grow through it. And you go through these things that might make you even stronger as a mother, a businesswoman, a wife, a worker, or whatever. And then Aaliyah came in there with that box breathing, boy, and she was breathing it out. So then we talked about the power of breath. So that's some of the things that we talked about. And then we talked about prayer, and of course about how God shows up in all those ways, and our gifts, how gifted we are each. And let me not mention, we do get fed too. Okay. I told my spouse about that lunch. He's like, oh, y'all ate good. Okay. So we had a wonderful lunch together where we got to sit down and fellowship with each other. I met several ladies that are here. They live in Metro Atlanta because it was people there from North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. I don't even remember everywhere. But listen, I met some other ladies from Metro Atlanta, and I'm excited because I'm following up with them. And it was just great. Oh, and we got goodie bags, and all those things. Oh, and they were giving out prizes. And we did the Soul Train line, but we also did the crown line. So if you had to walk up there, you were dancing. So that was so much fun. And I'm going to tell you this too, Aaliyah. I really appreciate that event is an event where women can come as they are. Y'all hear me? Come as you are. Now, if you know me, you know that I'm a really down-to-earth person. And if you don't know me, I like to be comfortable, right? I didn't feel like I had to put on all the heels, do all the hair, do everything, make it perfect, because God says you're worthy and come as you are, right? So that's how I felt. I was looking around because I was like, what am I wearing when I speak? And how do I want to do it? And then I said, you know what? I think last time I came as I was. And the most important thing is it felt welcoming.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm coming back to Gaffney, okay? I was over there at that Big Peach. I went everywhere in Gaffney.
I saw your pictures from the Strawberry Hill. I said she had herself a ball.
Had
Had
a
some homemade
whole,
ice cream.
and I need to, yes, got some homemade ice cream, got some homemade different things that they made in that store. I didn't know that Gaffney had that outlet. Listen, ladies, come on next time. They got an outlet too. It's right across the street down from the restaurants, and the hotel was beautiful. But it just was a overall great experience. It was just a great experience, whether someone was hugging or someone or crying or somebody. That eye contact part. You remember that, Aaliyah, when we had to look in each other's eyes, like, and talk to each other and remind each other how worthy we are, and how valuable we are. And people talking about how they just are learning as women, as grown women, our value. So thank you, Aaliyah, for that, honey. I was like, that was well worth it. It was not about me being a speaker as much as sitting there and being fed into. And then I got to tell you, Aaliyah gave me some wonderful gifts and some different things as a part of being a part of this event. And I'm glad that her spirit was led to do this. So thank you so much, Aaliyah. I had a wonderful time. I feel like it helped me for this week.
Good, good. Well, thank you for sharing because I had several ladies who was like, your girl from Atlanta, she brought it. And I appreciate it because, you know, with our live life experiences, being worthy and knowing that it was worth everything we went through, because people try to make you feel like your past was a burden or something, but you tied in everything you went through to how you're being a blessing and helping others with that part of your journey and with your gifting. So thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Can I say one more thing,
Yeah,
Aaliyah?
yeah.
When I want to also say that I offered each of those ladies in the room some information on their live life experience. If anybody is watching, can I just put my number up here? What do I do?
Put it in the private chat and I'll
Yes,
put it in the thing. That way it'll go to all three of the social media outlets versus just you
okay.
putting it in there. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You
But
welcome.
yeah, I wanted to say that. And the last thing is your live life experience is worthy, y'all. Y'all know what the world that we're in right now. And I think I did a post earlier today and it was talking about SNAP benefits. I talk about, being an Atlanta housewife and having all the things at one point in my life and then leaving everything and having to start all over. And we know where we are in the world. But I was just thinking this morning, I posted being a domestic violence survivor and how I had to leave that marriage and at some point get services for a few months through SNAP. And so those are hard things, but you know what? It allowed me to get myself to the next level, to start that business, to do what I need to do. So whoever is listening out there, it doesn't matter what you're going through. Are you safe? And we talked about having peace, and know that this is just one step of the journey you're going on, because your live life experience is worthy and you can do whatever you need and achieve through it. That's all I got. And I'll put in the chat. Bye, y'all. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Have a good one. Thank you again for coming and thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye. I told y'all I might have been a little biased. However, you see, I wasn't totally biased because you heard the same sentiment. So next up, we have another one of my big sisters coming in to share with us. Welcome back to On Fire to Inspire, Kathy. How are you this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. So, Kathy, what was something that, well, first of all, introduce yourself and then you can share what was, in your experience or what impacted you or whatever you want to share.
Okay. So I'm Kathy Miller. And for me, I ditto everything that Teresa said. I mean, when I say everything, everything, let me be very clear about the gathering that we had on Saturday. You can't explain it. It had to be experienced. It was truly an experience. When I tell you the next time you see anything about Aaliyah, the Purpose Midwife, and On Fire to Inspire, whatever you need to do to get there, you need to be there. The level of authenticity, transparency, and fellowship of the women in that room was absolutely amazing. There were women there that I had never met or seen before, but everybody was just so friendly, so congenial, and it wasn't a put on. It was authentic. And I love what Teresa said about it was come as you are. There was no pretense, there was no pretentiousness, it was no big eyes and little U's. We were all in there together, embracing each other. Whatever the speaker was talking about, you could look around the room and watch people just agreeing. And you saw that people came in with anticipation. Like they didn't come in just floating around like, okay, I'm here, so let's see what that's about. Oh no, everybody crossed that threshold with anticipation. They were looking forward to whatever was going to happen, whatever God was going to do. And each and every speaker stood in their own right and walked in their own shoes about what it was that they had to share. And the only thing that I can really think to give you a great analogy was all of these different ingredients that came together. You know how, like, most people are experiencing some chilly weather, some rain. You know how it is when you just want to kind of come in and put on your PJs and throw on a pot of soup and just wait for it to simmer. And once it does, you get that bowl of soup either with your crackers or with your cornbread. And you know that you just had a meal. We call it comfort food. One thing I can say about that experience, because that's what it was. It wasn't a gathering. It wasn't a conference. It was truly an experience. Keep in mind that sometimes the best kept secrets aren't meant to be kept. And I can definitely say that the conference gathering that we experienced, that we attended, was absolutely life-changing. I can personally say that I felt layers peeled off as I heard each speaker. And I just want to just be clear that whenever you're going to be somewhere, I'm going to be there, because I am not going to, nobody. See, some people like secondhand information. Some people like what they had said, and see, because they said it like this. See, I'm not that girl. I don't want to hear it secondhand. I don't want to hear it third hand. I want to be in the room. I want to be able to experience what's going on. And my suggestion to you in the listening audience is that needs to be you. Because again, the experience could not be explained. It had to be experienced. Aaliyah, thank you so much for your obedience. You are truly my shero, without a doubt. And I love you very much, but I love your heart even more, because you have such a heart for people and you want to see everybody come up. And that's very admirable in this day and age that we live, where everything is about selfies. So thank you so much for being authentically you, and for your heart, and most importantly, for your obedience to God.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for coming in and filling in however needed when we need you. We appreciate that.
That's what we do.
All right. Have a good evening. Thanks again.
All right. You guys have a good one as well.
Oh, y'all, and she's hosting an event in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Not 4 weeks. It's actually next weekend, the 8th. Tell them about that so they can put it on their calendar.
So November the 8th, in Spartanburg at the Chapman Cultural Center in the Bell Room, my daughter Charlie and I are hosting a parenting conference. Well, let me not say conference, because that sounds too stuffy. That sounds like what Teresa said about got to do your hair and do all the things. It's not that. So Parenting on Purpose is a signature parenting program that I started. And my daughter is actually a community-based doula. And so What I'm so excited about is, y'all, if you've been a parent before and had a teenager, the fact that she even is still alive and I'm not in Orange is amazing. So even more so, the fact that we are actually going to share a stage together to talk about parenting. And the overall objective is no parent should have to raise their children alone, and that every parent needs a village, and that every child is a story yet untold. So we're going to be hosting, Aaliyah can put the information in the chat if she so desires to, with our flyer. And it's going to be the Village Cafe. We're going to have a good time. Aaliyah is going to be there. Tamina Surratt is going to be there, as well as Terry Bird. And so I am looking forward to having an amazing time. It's from 10 to 1. Aaliyah will put the information in the link, how you can register. Registration closes on Saturday, November the 1st. But we are going to have a good time. The Bell Room at the Chapman Cultural Center will never be the same once we leave.
Terry just said, I'm coming too. All right. Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Thanks. Have a good one.
You too. All right, y'all. So, y'all, when I tell y'all, we've been having a good time. Oh, Teresa, you tickle me. Teresa talking about she want to buy her some land in Gaffney so she can join in too. Wow. I tell y'all, we had such a wonderful time. But to hear not just one person or hearing me tell y'all about it, but hearing people who actually participated. You heard one of the speakers, but everybody else actually were participants. And you're hearing from their point of view, what they experienced, what they want to share. So next up, we have my big sister and cousin Candy. So Sandra, here you go. Welcome back. How you doing?
Hey, hello everyone. Good evening. I took in a lot of information on Saturday. Okay. I enjoyed everybody. This is my second conference. The first conference, I walked in the door and I cried from the time I got there to the time I left. So I don't know if they thought I was just total wacko. So this time I came and I said, okay, I'm gonna be strong today. I done a great job until the lady touched me with the oil. And when she started saying, you're worth it. I know that because my mama always instilled that in me. But sometimes we lose our way and we forget that we're worth it. And the way she touched me and she said it to me, I lost it. So that was a pivotal moment in that day. And I work in the school system. In the morning, I'm with the 3-year-olds. At 3:00, I go with the 4th graders until 6:00. So every day I'm at work for 11 hours, Monday through Friday. That can be overwhelming and draining. I love children, but I don't want to do that every day for a lot more years. So the thing that I loved the most was the professional organizers. That's been one of my dreams forever. So I took in a lot of information that she gave me, and that's something that I've been researching because I am a writer. I love journaling. I love writing. I was telling them about all the pens I had started collecting. It almost became an obsession. Well, the person that I touched, with me and her has connected, and I'm going to send her some pens because she has an important meeting to go to. So I'm going pen shopping, but it won't be for myself. And by me writing all the time, I always write my feelings down. But I was telling Aaliyah about Habakkuk 2:2, say, write the vision and make it plain. So I always write my emotions down and what kind of day I've had, but I never wrote my vision down. So I took away something that one of the ladies said, and it was, there's power in writing. I know that, but I never wrote my vision down. And I've done that. And so I've started researching, and I've looked into LLCs, and I've just been kind of, I want to tap into what I want to do for myself. And I still want to stay in the school, but I want to do what I want to do. So I took a lot of information down, and I enjoyed the whole thing from start to finish. But the 2 Tinas, I mean, everybody was it for me. I don't want to misinterpret that. Everybody was it for me. I enjoyed the day, like everybody's saying. But the 2 Tinas, it was a reason. she was the reason why I needed to be there. And I was glad she came. So I can take Aaliyah. No, I about can take some paper, plain paper, and organize it, make it happen. So I love that. And she was there for me that day. And I know that's why I was there. So I enjoyed everybody, met lovely women, ate good, prayed good, was high all day from that experience. And I've been high ever since. And I've been kind of just researching some stuff, taking it down. And maybe when we talk again, or we had another seminar or another ladies' time, I'll be able to tell you about my dream coming to fruition.
Good.
Yes.
So when you get a chance and go backstage, I want you to read the private chat because I got a connection for you. Okay.
Okay.
So one of the things I love that you said was when you were reminded, you already knew it, but when you were reminded, and all I did was tell y'all what God had showed me beforehand, you know, and out of that obedience, everybody was able to just be blessed. When I tell you some of the feedback that I've heard, I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, I'm a crybaby anyway. But it's just being able to hear other people share the impact for them and share how it hit home for them. And for you to share about even with Two Tidy Tinas, one of the visions I had when God showed me, even doing On Fire to Inspire almost 11 years ago, he said, for those who are sitting on their hands, he said, the people that were that's on the line with me that we're talking or I'm interviewing, they're married. And Elizabeth is actually listening. And so you was Elizabeth in the interim of that thing. Okay. And Mary was talking, who was Christina. And so your baby began to leap. And now you can no longer sit still because God is, you know, awakening something on the inside of you. So that was the thing that when your baby began to leap, you're like, I loved everybody, but she made my baby leap, you know. And so I get it.
Yeah.
I remember telling when I was mentoring, I used to tell the kids, if you figure out what you can do that you love doing, but you could do it honestly, or make an honest living off of it, then you'll never work a day in your life. And that's my heart for any and everybody to be able to do what you were purposed and called to do, because you won't feel like you're working. You don't feel like, oh my God, I got to go clock into this job. Oh my God. You know, I get to do this, not, oh, I have to do this. There's a difference. There is a difference, you know. So thank you for sharing. Make sure you go backstage and read that private chat.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you for sharing. Yeah, I'm so excited. They got me excited all over again. Okay, so we've had 3 people share. One of the speakers, 2 participants. We're getting ready to have our final participant. Sophia is going to share with us. Sophia, welcome to On Fire to Inspire. This is your first time on with us, isn't it?
It is my first time. I'm super excited. Thank you so much for extending the opportunity to come on and share my experience.
Yes, absolutely. So introduce yourself to us.
So my name is Sophia Littlejohn, and I am from Gaffney. My maiden name is Gaffney. Everybody always would say, you own Gaffney, and I'm like, no, I do not. But I am a Littlejohn. I'm a wife. I'm definitely a daughter of the King. And that is something new to me because my father was never in my life. And I never said I have a father. You know, we talk about God, but I never viewed him as my father. And to finally get to say that I'm a daughter, you know, that from a father, you know, that's so big for me, you know, in these last few months, I would say. I have 2 kids. I work in the workforce field, and just like they said earlier, anything that you have going on, like, sign me up, because I went to your Breathe Tool conference in the middle of the year, and that was so refreshing. I mean, I don't know what other word to say to describe that that conference. And I said, when you said, I'm doing my conference, it was my first time, and you said it's pre-sale. So whenever she say pre-sale, y'all better get y'all tickets early so you can get a little discount. Okay. I said, sign me up. So again, I would like to just say, Aaliyah, thank you so much for all the sacrifice you have made and the things that you do for our community, informing everybody. And, you know, a lot of times people know things, but they don't know God. But you know God and you know things. So that just connects so well. And I appreciate you so much for doing everything as a sacrifice and giving all that you had to us. So I just want to say thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Sophia, what stood out to you? What made your baby leap this one?
Everybody was great. And I came in there with an expectancy to get everything that the Lord had for me. Because I'm in a season now of, it's my winning season. And I've put everybody before me before, but now I am pointing to myself. So I really wanted to be intentional about coming to the conference. You know, I was praying, as you said, pray. And I was just like, Lord, let the ladies get what they need to get. And everybody, every speaker, like I said, every speaker gave their expertise in what they do, but they all were connected. We all were connected by God. And like I said, it's a great thing to be skilled in your profession, but when you have a relationship with God, it makes it so much better. And so, each lady did amazing. The live life experiences, you know, I was just telling a friend, everything that I've gone through in life, every job, everything I've done, the Lord allowed me to do, it's all working together for the season that I am now. I told you before that I'm going back to school to study thanatology, to like start doing support groups. And I talked to Teresa about that as well. And it was just so refreshing to know that, you know, everything is going to line up when you have your relationship with him. And then on top of that, you know, at the end that there was that prayer, it just went up from there. The Holy Spirit came in there, like I like to say, like a rushing wind, like they said, and it just went all the way up. And it was the most beautiful experience ever. And the Holy Spirit even allowed you, God even allowed you to speak a word to me. And it was so confirming to me. And it hit me. I kept thinking, like pondering on it. And it hit me that next day, what that meant, everything, what it meant. And I know what I need to do now going forward. And like Miss Kathy said, you can't, these conferences, somebody can tell you it was great, but until you experience it yourself, that's when you really know. And I feel like every woman should be able to experience someone else pouring into them and, you know, telling them that they matter, they're worthy and all of those things. So it was just a beautiful all around great experience for me. And I'm definitely ready for next conference in October of 2026. Like, go ahead and tell me when the pre-sale is coming. Here early. It's a beautiful experience. And I love when women come together and there's no cattiness. It was so much freedom in the room. Everybody was with the same intent to, I'm coming to get poured into, but I'm a pour into, but I'm a pour out as well.
Yes. And you mentioned the other the summer one. That actually was that was a threefold retreat. That was with Kathy, Tamina, and me. So that wasn't just two. That was the three of us.
Yes, and
I don't know what honor to do with that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a good time with that one too. We really, really did.
And I was a little nervous about Tamina because I have not done Zumba. I did Zumba like years ago, but it was so good. It was not bad at all. We moved. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, like you was out there about to pass out, like because you was so tired. It was like really, really good. And I was like, oh, this is good. Like all the movement stuff, everything just flowed like really good. It wasn't anything too much, too heavy, too hard. It just flowed.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, did you get your oil? Did you look in your bag?
My goodie bag. I went all through my bag. I got my oil. I love me some oil now. I'm going to anoint something real quick. I love me some oil. Yeah.
Good. One of the things that I was intentional about doing was praying over every gift bag. I was intentional about when I was pouring the oil and pouring the frankincense and the myrrh and the other oil. I can't remember the name of that last one.
Yeah.
But as I was pouring, I was praying. And then I had my intercessor, my auntie, Phil came and actually prayed over all of that as well. And so, you know, we're intentional about being about God's business. You know, it wasn't about, oh, you're coming to be entertained. No, I'm coming to love on you. And it sounds like everybody felt the love and every person loved from their giftings.
Right.
And we just shared, and that was my prayer, that from anything from the dancing to the whatever, that we felt the freedom, the love, and the liberty that God is in Christ, you know. And so that was the Spikenard. Thank you, Spikenard. However you say it. That was the name of the third oil.
Okay.
So that was the actual anointing oil. I did some doTERRA oils that Terry assisted me in ordering. It was spikenard, frankincense, and myrrh, and we mixed those oils. And but yes, it was so intentional about praying over every part of it for every woman to get what they needed. And just because you can take the dance and get what you need, and just like Sandra said, she said that even when they did I think it was speaking to each other, looking each other in the face and speaking to each other. The part, because God showed that to me, that it was supposed to happen. And I was like, I can't not do this. I don't know when you want me to do it, Lord, but it's going to happen.
Yeah, definitely. And
how did that feel?
That was, well, I was fortunate enough to be with my sister, and I didn't even know she was coming. So that was a beautiful thing. We've never been to church like outside of like a funeral or something like that, because she goes to a different church. So I was just like, wow, I get to, worship with my sister, take all this in, because I know she needs to be poured into in this time with her losing her mom recently, and I lost my mom last year. So it was just a beautiful experience to share that, to look into her eyes, to tell her that she's worthy, she matters, and all of that, to speak into her, and to, it was just a beautiful experience to do all that.
Yes. And the part that I think I was just falling apart myself at the end, when the Lord said, now, after they say the theme of the conference, now have them look each other in the eye and tell them with everything in them, I need you. Because, a lot of times you don't feel needed. Sometimes you don't feel like, life sometimes make you, it can be so heavy. And so when you're reminded that you matter, when you're reminded that you're loved by the Father the way he loves us, it's just so freeing and so beautiful. Terry said, how beautiful to be able to worship with your sibling.
Yeah, yes. It was beautiful. It was so beautiful. I'm so thankful to be able to do that. It was a pleasant surprise, because I know you and her have been friends forever. And when I saw her, I was like, man, I love this, And so, like, even Teresa's like, I know y'all are kin, because y'all are so much alike. It was like, yeah, we're sisters. And she was like, I know. I was about to say, somebody got some explaining to do. So it was just a beautiful experience all together, because, I was like, I don't know who I'll know when I go, but that did not stop me. So ladies, don't be afraid to go just because you may not have anybody to go with. Go anyway.
Yes, and mark your calendar. Mark your calendar for October the 24th, 2026 will be our next big conference. But look for something early 2026, springish for me, Kathy, and Tamina. We're coming back together. We're gonna have another meeting. We're gonna come back together. We got some stuff in the works, because the Lord been showing, and one of the things we will do is operate in obedience. We may not understand it, but y'all remember what I told y'all. You don't have to understand, you just have to obey.
Yep.
That's even with the conference. I told you about that one.
Yeah.
And you don't have to understand, you have to obey. So thank you again for coming out of your comfort zone and doing something different, and allowing God to say, you know what? It's not about your comfort. And I remember the Lord telling me many years ago, He said, get comfortable being uncomfortable because now is the time for you to help someone else in that same capacity.
Right.
Pull them out of that comfort zone so that
Yeah.
I can use them to their greatest ability.
Right.
You know, because when have you heard of anybody really, really thriving in just that comfort zone?
Mm.
Many times surviving in that comfort zone. But
Yeah.
when God takes you out of that comfort zone and you're just actually listening to him and following in faith, operating in faith,
Yeah.
it's another level. And I love what Terry said when we actually said those words to each other. She said, that broke the room, child. She said, I need you. She said, there was not a dry eye after that. So I don't think so, because I know I was told after that too, Terry. But yeah, so I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank all of you for attending. I thank all of you for participating. I thank all of you for your prayers, prior to coming together. So mark your calendar, October 24th, 2026. This will be our 4th year doing it on that date, on the 4th Saturday of October. But this will be, next year will be our 5th anniversary, our 5th year. Because the very first year we did Queens United for the Great Awakening. The second year we did the reset, refresh, refuel, renewal. Last year we did the reintroduction, and then this year was you matter, you're worthy, you're worth it. And people are like, oh my God, those themes, those titles, girl, they are awesome. And I'm like, it's not me. It's my daddy. He give it to me. And until he give it to me, I'm not gonna tell y'all the name of the conference because I don't have it. You know? So everything I do is all him. Everything that I do when it comes to the conferences. Thank you, Terry, for typing that in. October 24th, 2026 is the next one. So mark your calendar. You have almost a full year to make plans. Y'all can book your hotel. You can do it locally. You can do it. Teresa said she made it an event for her and her husband. They went to Strawberry Hill and got them some fresh ice cream and some other stuff. They went to the mall. They made a weekend of it. And that's what I do. Like when I travel, when I had to go speak in Atlanta and do a co-hosting event. My husband and I went. It was a women's event. He went with me, and then sometimes he'll stay at the hotel and we'll just hang out after the event, but you still make your spouse feel welcome with the things, especially when you're traveling a lot. You find out ways of creating an event for them. And that's what they did. After the event was over, they had a whole day of, whatever they wanted to do. And that's what we got to do, Thank you again. I look forward to it. Watch out for the next I don't know the date. So y'all be listening. Look, keep your listening ears up to it. And also there will be a book launch very, very soon. I will be launching my next book. Don't have the date yet. The plan was to launch it at the conference. But y'all, that was too much. Because I'm a one-woman show when I do it. Right. So on the conference, but God is sending the team. But I just give God praise for it. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So y'all, I tell y'all heard it. So I'm not completely biased. Y'all heard it from many participants, right? And this was another one of the young ladies who had to work late. She said, I truly enjoyed everything. She said, I felt renewed and also motivated to promote self-care. So to actually follow through with loving on herself and pouring into herself unapologetically. Y'all, one of the things that I say all the time is self-love is not selfish. It's a part of what you got to do to survive in the world that we're in. You got to pour back into you, because if you're not pouring into you, who will? Because everybody's going to keep pulling and pulling, and you're going to be empty. And you don't want to be bitter. You want to be better. And in order to be better, you got to serve you. You got to love on you. And what does that look like? Well, loving on you may look different for you than it does for me. It may be listen to your favorite podcast for a few minutes. It may be going and sitting on your porch. I don't know about the day because it's too cold already, but whatever that looks like, taking a walk. It does not have to cost money every time you pour into you. But find ways that economically that you can do something for you, whether it's daily, just taking a moment to breathe, to whatever that looks like. If you're a person who loves the color or journal, do that. You can take that coloring book and color, right? And also, if you want to book me, I can actually, you can do a girls' night thing, right? And your girls' night, we can do my event called Color Coffee or Tea and Color with Me. So y'all can reach out and I can tell you more about it. We can do it virtually. We can do it in person. However, but we will actually be doing some empowerment while you're coloring. We're going back to that little girl, that time where we were actually free from thinking about bills and life and enjoying life again. Why? Because we're letting go of everything else and refueling and being intentional about refueling ourselves. Self-care is essential, not an event. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Terry said self-care is an essential. It's essential. She said, but it's not an event, right? So we've got to know that with everything in us. And yes, Terry, you cannot pour from an empty cup. And you are so welcome. You are so welcome. All right, y'all, that's our time. We're actually over time, but guess what? It's okay because we were obedient. We did exactly what God was calling us to do tonight. Thank you to every person that attended the conference, every person that spoke, every person that volunteered, sold, donated, whatever you did. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to my participants tonight for sharing, coming out of your comfort zone and doing that. Because guess what, y'all? It's time for us to go up. As Sophia said, it's our winning season. And in order for us to walk in that, it can't look like what we used to, right? We got to come out of that comfort zone and we got to be comfortable being uncomfortable because there are some people waiting on us, right? So I love y'all. I'll see y'all same place, same time next week. I am Aaliyah, the Purpose Midwife. And one last thing. Don't forget about November 1st. There is a mental health and me event in Blacksburg, South Carolina. I will be doing empowerment and breath work at that event. And that will be at 2 p.m. at Galilee Baptist Church in Blacksburg, South Carolina, November 1st. November 8th, we will be at I forgot the name of the center, but it's the thing that Kathy was talking about, the Village, Parenting on Purpose presents the Village Cafe. That will be at 10 a.m. from 10 to 1. That day, I will be doing empowerment and breath work there. What else? And November 9th, I'll be preaching at Innovation Point at 10 a.m. in Gaffney, South Carolina. So that's my schedule for the next 2 weeks. So I love y'all. See y'all next week. Same place, same time, same place, right here on Friday Inspire. Y'all have a blessed and awesome rest of your week.